I'm wearing jeans. It turns out that for 2 to 3 years, I was allergic to gluten, diarrhea, and constipation. Making a video with glasses is not the most fun because you can see the ring light in here and then like half of my face is lit. You clicked on this video for a reason, so hopefully me sharing my story will help you a little bit in your gut health journey or realizing that you have a journey to begin in your gut health. Please just don't let it bother you as much as it's bothering me, okay? I got my handy dandy notebook and I just wanted to talk about a few things, share my story. This is gonna be a sit down video, which I like to do more vlog style stuff, but I thought it was important that I shared my story to possibly help one person. Jesus is good, guys. I've had such a journey. It's been very difficult and to say the least, it's just been confusing and painful, but I'm here today. God is good. I'm feeling better and I'm starting to learn about my body and about what I need to be doing to take care of myself. Our bodies change a lot because I wasn't like this with gut health issues. Actually, I might have been. I remember being lactose intolerant when I was younger. I would eat cereal and throw up. But then there was a phase in my life where I was fine with milk and now I'm not okay with milk anymore. So I remember hearing, I think my mom was telling me, our bodies kind of change every 10 years. So something that could be going on with you now can probably get better later or vice versa. Example, I used to be fine sweating and getting super hot and being athletic and all that, but now even wearing too much clothes I break out in hives, and every time I even go for a walk I break out in hives. So your body kind of goes through changes as you grow up. So I'm just gonna share my story, but before we begin, make sure you thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, follow along for the journey. Let us start from the beginning. I don't even know where the beginning is, if I'm being honest, because it's kind of a blur. I just always, like, at least for the last like 2 to 3 years, I just always remember having stomach issues and I thought it was just like dairy related, but then I cut out dairy and I was still having them, so I was confused. I just want to tell you something right now. It is not normal to have a stomach ache or feel icky every time you eat, okay? And I thought it was. I thought it was just, all right, that's gonna happen. Maybe I ate too much, maybe I ate too little, maybe whatever ingredients were in the food was bothering my stomach. But no, it turns out that for 2 to 3 years, I was allergic to gluten, thinking I was doing gluten-free and still eating gluten in things like some of the cereals I would eat, or just, it's crazy how many products have gluten. So for 2 to 3 years, I was just having symptoms that obviously got worse. Some of the symptoms that I had were bloating, like extreme bloating. And it was literally like, I'll wake up in the morning flat, and then in the middle of the day or after I have breakfast or something, I look like I'm pregnant. And it's painful because it put pressure. We're being very open and raw, I even have developed some stretch marks like in my lower tummy area because of all the bloating that I've gone through the last few years. It really puts a strain and a pressure on my stomach, and literally for the longest time I was not wearing jeans, and I'm wearing jeans today. Oh my gosh. I'm wearing jeans today and I'm happy to say that I'm comfortable in them, because for the longest time I was so uncomfortable wearing any kind of clothing that was tight. I would be wearing sweats and leggings that were just more comfortable because I knew that when I ate a meal I was gonna bloat up and literally not be able to fit in my pants and have to unbutton them and open them. Not in the normal way, in the like painful way. I had abdominal cramps. Literally sometimes I would cramp up so bad where I'm like balled up in bed. I've also had to take trips to the emergency room because of how much pain I was in, literally feeling like someone was stabbing me and twisting it and twisting it and punching it and twisting it. It was just not a good journey. I also have had some acid reflux, which I'm dealing with now. Pretty much kind of like that heartburn and like throwing up in your mouth and stuff like that. Diarrhea and constipation. Like, I wasn't either or, I was like flowing on that scale. I either had diarrhea and I was going, or I had constipation and nothing was coming out, or I was in the middle pooping. I don't even think I will say normal. I think like even some days I would have a mixture of two in one day. I would either not go for a few days or be in the toilet. Be on the toilet. Because my bowel movements were so irregular, I got backed up and there was stool like starting to back up in my colon, which is very dangerous. And if I didn't catch it soon, it could have, you know, like the longer I let it go on, that could lead to death, because it starts to just fill up everything. I'm not really sounding that smart right now, but anyways, whatever. One of the last symptoms that I had, which I'm learning to love my body in every phase, is that I gained some weight. But it's okay, because right now I'm learning to love my body and I am a little bit more curvy. Like, I got a booty and I have a chest. I was well endowed up above, and down below I'm working on it. But my point is that like throughout this whole thing, I'm just having to learn how to love my body, because it's doing its best with what I'm doing, like with what I'm giving it. I was giving my body foods that it was allergic to. I have an autoimmune disease that I didn't even know about for who knows how long, and all that damage in my gut, like my body was just trying to do the best that it can. World stuff, like quarantine and all that, also played a role, because I was eating more often. But I literally would never finish a meal, maybe eat once or twice a day, because I had no room in my stomach, which is probably because I was backed up and full of poop. It's just to say, like, learn how to love your body in every phase. Right now I'm learning how to love my body, and remember that my gut is trying to heal itself now that I know I have celiac disease. I'm severely allergic to gluten, and I'm learning to change not just what I'm eating, but just live in a different lifestyle. Try to move my body a little bit more. I used to be very athletic, played soccer, did martial arts, like always athletic, doing something, and now I can't work out that hard anymore. I have to do more low impact stuff. I can't be as high intensity athletic as I was before, running every day and just being crazy, because it actually hurts my gut to be pushing too hard. I have to do more low intensity stuff, which is why I'm gonna plug right here and say that I am not gonna be posting a video of the Chloe Ting challenge like I have mentioned in a few videos. The journey has been so like rough, because along the way I would go to the doctor and they thought I had IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. I'll have a definition somewhere here, and I didn't have that. I've gone to the doctor like I don't even know how many times the last few years. I even went to a like walk-in emergency clinic because I was having really bad pain, and they treated me for a freaking UTI, a urinary tract infection, which I didn't have. That's why I would say that if you're having any of the symptoms that I said, like the cramps, the bloating, any kind of weight gain, like acid reflux, irregular bowel movements, I would say go to your doctor, but also do the work and put in the tests. Like, get your stool tested, do the blood work, and figure it out. So here's like all the work that I've had done, like tests and stuff that kind of brought me to this conclusion. Not me, like brought all the doctors and everything to figure out and diagnose me with celiac disease. I've done emergency room visits, more than I can count. I've done, and even like with those emergency room visits, they've done scans and I've seen stool backed up in my colon. My doctor, like my normal doctor, was just kind of saying, oh, it's IBS, but I complained about it so much that they referred me to a like a stomach doctor, like that specializes in the gut and the digestive system. And I went there, and after I explained all of my symptoms to the doctor, he was like, wait a minute, you're way too young to be dealing with all this stuff, and that's not normal and it's not okay. So what we did, I did a blood test, they tested my stool. I also had to do an endoscopy and colonoscopy, and for those of you who don't know what it is, they pretty much, it's a procedure, like non-invasive. I mean, it's invasive. They just, you know, put you to sleep and they put a camera down your throat to see like the top of your digestive system, and then they put a camera in your booty up your colon to see, you know, your intestines and all that. And that's how they were able to see that I had damage to my small intestine, which is indicative of an autoimmune disease, aka celiac. For those of you who don't know what celiac disease is, it is an autoimmune disease that it's like a serious, I'm giving you my definition, but it'll be here. It's pretty much where there's damage to the small intestine from a gluten allergy. I'm eating gluten-free, but I am eating better than I've ever eaten in my life with no kind of dietary restrictions. I'm eating good food, I'm cooking fresh, I'm eating more vegetables, I'm eating like the healthiest I've ever eaten, and I'm feeling so much better. I'm actually able to enjoy my meal because instead of thinking about, oh my gosh, this is gonna give me a stomach ache, my stomach is gonna hurt, I'm gonna be like so bloated, I'm actually able to enjoy my food. And it's been a long while since I've been able to do that like fully without worrying about a stomach ache. So that's it. That's all I have to say. If you have any questions about celiac disease and more about my journey, comment them down below or follow me on Instagram and DM me. But I don't really have too much more to say. I also don't have time to say too much, so maybe I can do a part 2 of, you know, maybe an update a few months down the road. But I really thank you for taking the time out to watch my video, and you should just like thumbs up and subscribe, because why not, you know? If you made it this far in the video, comment down below the word matcha. I will be uploading once a week, Saturdays at 3 p.m. Vlogs, different, all kinds of videos. I'm not even gonna go into it, but I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night or whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys.